Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to turn up the rev RPMs up. Tonight on the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, hashtag one on YouTube, we have the real outlaw and AKA living like outlaw, Wes Irwin. Welcome to the show, Wes.
Hey, thanks, Josh. It's good to be on your show and just enjoying my time down here in Florida. Little warm. It's getting warmer out. It was cold this past week, and the temperatures are kicking up now. They're going to be in the 80s tomorrow. So happy to be down here in warmer weather finally.
Okay, so Wes, how did you get into the motorsports world?
Well, just like a lot of people, Josh. I mean, probably yourself and everybody watching your podcast.
Yo, Wes.
Everybody has some kind of connection with racing, and I've been around this sport my whole entire life. Through family racing cars. Myself, I race cars, race sprint cars. I even raced jet skis back in the day. So, I've been in the racing world for a long, long time.
You froze up, Wes.
Oh, did I? Yeah, this is not the greatest reception here in the world, but what I was saying was just like everybody else, probably watching your podcast, yourself. I've been involved in racing for a long time. My family raced cars. Been in it since I'm born, really. I raced sprint cars. I raced jet skis professionally. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Worked at some race tracks, and now I work for the World of Outlaws.
And he froze up again. Yo, Wes.
Yeah, still here.
Yeah, you kind of froze up.
That might be the reception here, my friend. I'm still here. Let me go outside here, Josh.
Okay. We're
Let me
back,
go
Wes.
outside here.
Okay, that might be better.
It might help you. Not the best reception here at Volusia Speedway Park, I'm going to tell you.
That's fine.
It's an ongoing problem here at this place, but let me see if I get a better reception for you and get under some lights and you can actually see me. So
there you go. I can see you just fine.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. How's that?
So, yeah. So, Wes, how did you get into the racing world?
Well, just like yourself, Josh, and other people that are watching your podcast, most people have been around the sport their whole entire life. I have been. My family raced cars forever. Growing up around racetracks as a kid. Eventually, I ended up racing cars. Even did jet ski racing professionally. I've done a little bit of everything. Worked at racetracks, and now I work for the World Outlaws. So, just been in it my whole life. It's a passion for sure.
Okay, so when you started traveling with the World of Outlaws, what was that experience like for you?
It's awesome. I'm going on my 7th year now on the road, and the experience is great because not only you get to see great racing all around the country, but you get to meet great people. So there's nothing better. I pretty much got the cushy job, and I like it. I enjoy it. We make a lot of friends with fans. They become family, and that's how we kind of started living like outlaws. A little more for the fans, show them maybe the backside of things a little bit.
Okay, so has things changed quite a bit since you started traveling with the Outlaws?
It's the world of racing is changing all the time. It's always something going on in our world. Now we got the competition factor in place here, where another series is starting up nationally, so that changes the ball game a little bit, but hopefully for the better.
Okay, so I understand that you do track safety at Volusia. So what is it like to do track safety?
Yeah, it's kind of something, I've always wanted to be more on the track side of things, just because, being a racer myself, safety is kind of important to me, and keeping these guys safe is really important to me. When I joined with the World of Outlaws, I was hoping that one day that I would get into that world a little bit, but kind of got good at what I'm doing for them, and kind of kind of stuck there, I guess you could say. But so I come down here and stay at Volusia every winter. This is about my fourth winter, I believe. And I work on the safety team here down during the wintertime. We have quite a few big events that go on down here when everybody's up there freezing in the cold up in the north, So doing safety is very exciting. It's very there's a lot of adrenaline. Every situation is different, with an accident or whatever may happen on the track. So just something I enjoy doing and learning more about every time we do it. I learned a lot this year, just this past weekend with the Sunshine Nationals, and we got another big event coming up here this week with the germ-free Southern Sprint Car Shootout. We got the 360 sprint cars here, so there's some big names here. They're going to have 50 plus some sprint cars here, and sprint cars are a whole different animal than a late model. So you got to be ready for a situation there, which can be a little more dangerous. So I enjoy doing that. I do that in my off time, I guess you could say. And I'm fortunate that the World of Outlaws World Racing Group owns Volusia Speedway Park, so it makes it easy for me to come down here and stay here at their facility and be able to be a part of that.
So what is some of the craziest things you've encountered as track safety?
A couple of years ago when they put some new surface down here at Volusia Speedway Park, it kind of didn't work out in their favor. This track really never takes a break, and as you know, it can rain a lot down here in Florida. So the new surface didn't work out so well for them, and we were coming up on the Sunshine. We had the Rudiman race and we had the Sunshine Nationals, and there was a lot of crashes. So that 1 week of the Sunshine Nationals, I think it was 7 late models got upside down, and that's something you don't see very often in a late model race. But
no,
in 2 days of action, 7 of them got upside down, and it was a rough track. Unfortunately, again, things didn't work out. New surface, not a lot of time for it, but they since then have the track in a better shape. Those were crazy. I mean, you're talking about guys in a late model. They're not used to being upside down. So, when you get to the accident scene and you're the first one there, you slide in on them and get to them right away and turn the fuel switch off and ask them if they're okay, obviously. And
okay,
and
there
check
was
for leaks.
there.
Yeah, still here. Still here, buddy.
I'm back.
Still here.
Yeah. Okay. So, how did the idea of what Living Like Outlaws kids program get started?
The youth program is, it's just something I thought, I'm fortunate enough to kind of be on a bigger stage, I guess you could say, and working for the World of Outlaws. So obviously, a lot more people are going to put eyes on me when I started Living Like Outlaws, and I thought, it's for the fans, and I thought, why not, bring some youngsters into the picture and give them a little more exposure, which they deserve because of the future of our sport. So, it's just one of them things. I'm on a stage where I can help others, and kids seem to be the way to go that are racing, and it just kind of fell into place that we started doing it. So,
how many kids do you have signed up for the Living Like Outlaws program?
well, I have to count because we just added a couple more, and I've lost count. But and there's a couple more we haven't announced yet, but we're pretty well close to 19 of them at the moment. Some of them might not be coming back that were with me for the last 2 years, but we'll talk to them here in the future and make sure that they're still on board or they're not on board. But we're getting close to about 19 kids. It's a little crazy.
Okay. So, what is your favorite part about working with the Outlaws and the kids program?
It's just exposing those kids in a good way. It's the future of our sport, and these kids deserve to be recognized. I mean, growing up and racing cars when I was younger, it was a lot easier to get financial partners, and it's not so easy anymore. So the more exposure these kids get to the public, the more following they get. Social media is really, really important in racing today. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people on social media that are negative for the sport, but there's such a good positive thing for the sport as well. And I believe a lot of sponsors are looking for that, and and the only way a kid's going to get noticed is if he's out there tooting his horn. They're not out there
Yeah.
scouting these drivers for the future.
Yeah. So I understand you like buffalo wings. What is your favorite buffalo wing restaurant that you've ever been to?
Well, I do. We did a wing count last year, 25 pounds later, which I got to lose now. It was fun though because I'm fortunate again to experience all these different restaurants and bars across the country. And what I try to do is go to the ones that are close to a racetrack we race at. So fans know, hey, there's a restaurant down the street that hey Wes went down there and said it's a great place, and give them a little business. Trying to help mom and pop
Yeah.
out a little bit here, and
Yeah.
the community near the track. And but yeah, I've eaten a lot of different kind of wings. You name it, man. I did 1,080 wings last year. That's a little insanity, but
Wow.
my favorite place is always going to be up in. I think the best place. I mean, there's a lot of them that are really good, but I really tend to really when somebody asks me what's my favorite is go with a place called the Parrots K up in Grand Forks, North Dakota. I've always enjoyed their wings. For some reason, they stand out a little bit, but there's quite a few good ones.
Okay. So Wes, how do you spend your winters when there's no racing?
Well, right, I come right to as soon as the World Finals are over up there in Charlotte. It takes me about 4 or 5 days to unload the trailer, and we send the trailer out for its winter repairs and the things you got to tidy up to close for the season. And I come right down here to Volusia Speedway Park and pretty much get right at it with the winter racing down here. So that's where I'm at. If we're not here at the track, if it's nice out, I'm at the beach.
So is there a lot of traveling having to do with the World of Outlaws in the kids program?
Uh, with the kids, I mean,
Yeah.
I travel a lot. I mean, some of these kids that are racing right now under my program are big time travelers. A lot of them just stay local, but there's a handful of them that they're doing some pretty big traveling for kids. And, that's awesome. They get to experience more and get out there a little bit more. So, I mean, they don't do as much travel as I do, that's for sure. But what's really cool about all these kids is if I'm in their area, I usually get to see them, and that's kind of neat to meet them all and hang out with them a little bit. But I tend to be in their backyard eventually.
Okay. So what is your favorite racetracks that you've been to?
Well, that's something that people ask me that all the time, and I the thing about me is I don't really have a favorite. There's something about each track that I like. There's something that stands out about each track, and I don't really have a favorite, but there's a handful of good ones out there. That's for sure. I mean, you can't be the Knoxville Nationals for a big track and a big event like that is. I-55 Federated Auto Parts I-55's Raceway in Peevely, Missouri stands out for a smaller track. Tulare in California, I always tend to like that. River Cities in Grand Forks is one of my favorites. So a lot of elbows up kind of track. I personally like the smaller tracks, but we do all sizes, so no favorite.
How long have you been traveling with the World of Outlaws?
Well, I'm going on my 7th year this year, so this season marks 7 years, and it seems like I've been with them for 25, but because we eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff, man. I mean, it's like, there's no such thing as there's no such thing being home anymore, and home's kind of become the road, and so it's just it feels like it's been a long time, even though it's only 7 years. But 7 years is a long time to be doing what I've been doing.
So Wes, how many miles have you traveled with the World of Outlaws in a given year?
Well, before COVID came about, we did a lot of miles. I mean, we might have been in the 35,000, 40,000 mile range. Once COVID was kind of over, demographics got a little different on the schedule. Fuel prices went up, so the company certainly tried their best to make it affordable for teams to be able to uh, put a lot of miles in and travel and not spend a lot. So the miles kind of went down, but we still do the same amount of racing. So I think we're close into 30,000 miles a year right now.
Wow. So
A
okay,
lot. It's a lot.
do you enjoy do you enjoy working with the World of Outlaw drivers?
Oh yeah, they're a great bunch of guys. I mean, when you're out here this long, you become family with these guys. So even some of the drivers that aren't platinum drivers, drivers that just come and run some events with us, you become good friends with them. Rico and I have become really good friends over the years, and kind of feel the same way about social media and taking care of the fan a little bit. So we collaborate on a lot of ideas, but yeah, there's something cool about each and one of every of the drivers that we have out here. Now, sometimes people get mad at you. It's just like a family. You fight with your brothers and sisters, and it's the same thing out here. You're with these people up and down the highway, 10 months out of the year. Somebody might get mad at you about something they didn't like, but usually the next day you're drinking a beer with them.
Okay. So Wes, do you have a Facebook page that the racing fans can go follow you on?
Oh yeah, I mean, living like outlaws. That's all you got to type in. That's our Facebook page. We're on Instagram. Everything's living like outlaws. We're on Instagram. We're on X, formerly Twitter, and we have a YouTube channel. And I got two people that are awesome that help me handle all that, in Katie and Darren. And I couldn't do that stuff myself, so I have two good people working for me to make sure that the stuff I come up with, they're putting out there for the public.
So, ladies and gentlemen, go hit up the Living Like Outlaws Facebook page and also on X/Twitter. Wes would appreciate the fans on the Living Like Outlaws page. So, you have any questions for me, Wes?
No, I just hopefully we'll see you at the show. Are you going to come to any World of Outlaw shows this year?
Trying to get to Jackson Motorplex for the
Jackson
for the
Motorplex, that's a
Jackson
good
National.
one. Yeah, that's a beautiful facility that Todd has there, and yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they race as much as they used to, but
Yeah.
it's a tough gig to get sprint cars to show up there. It's just that part of the country, it's a little tough, but a great facility, and yeah, I always enjoy my time there. He has some great parties. He has a pre-race party that's pretty cool. He has bands just about every night, and it's a good event, 3 days long. It's almost 4 days long, really. But those are good events. You can get some of them bigger ones; they're a lot of fun.
I'll tell you what, I was at Knoxville West back in 98 and 99. 99 was a pretty awesome year. Down there, that was the year that Mark Kinzer won the Knoxville Nationals, if I'm not mistaken, in the Mopar car for the first time. And that was quite the interesting situation being down there with Mark Kinzer and in the pit area. And I actually had my picture taken with Carl Kinzer. That's somebody pretty big to have your picture taken with.
Right. Well, and
Yeah,
it's nothing to not see. When you go to the Knoxville Nationals today anymore, I mean, any time the Knoxville Nationals are happening, present and past drivers are usually walking around. You can just about find anybody there.
I ran into Brad Doty and had a chat with Brad Doty while I was there too. Brad Doty was quite interesting to talk to. We were there, and me and my mom's cousin were there. And the last day we were getting tickets for was talking to the ticket ladies, and they said, "You guys just missed somebody pretty huge." And we're like, "Who's that?" They're like, "20 minutes ago, you missed Richard Petty." And we're like, "Whoa, hello, that's a
Yeah,
real big NASCAR name."
yeah. You never know who you're going to see at some of those bigger events, even smaller events. It's I'm again fortunate enough to be in this position I'm in. I've met a lot of great people and became friends with a lot of great people. I mean, people that follow my page know I spend a lot of time with Kenny Wallace, and that's a great friend to have right there. As far as like in a way, he kind of mentors me in my social media a little bit, whether he knows it or not. But you can I stay at his place about 2 or 3 times a year when we're in the area, and park right at his shop up there above his house, and you just meet some remarkable people, and just to find out some of the people, bigger names in racing that are following my page is just mind blowing. To find out some of these guys are following my stuff, like Kyle Busch and people like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I would love to have Kenny Wallace on here, but I don't know how about going about doing that.
A little tough to get that guy. He's so busy. I mean, that guy's got his irons in every fire you can imagine. All you can do is ask him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Kenny's definitely a busy guy with his own social media, but a great guy for sure. He's
Oh yeah.
when he cares about this sport probably more than anybody I know, and those are the kind of people I like to surround myself with. People like
Oh
Kenny
yeah.
or Rico. They're just great people for the sport,
Oh yeah.
and that's what I want to be. I might not race cars anymore, but I just want to be not looking for a trophy or a medal. I just want to be a guy that people will listen to and believe in, and I hope my passion pours out a little bit into them.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I'm about.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Wes, for being on our racing show tonight, talking to us about what you do with the World of Outlaws. It's been our pleasure to talk to you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sorry about the interference with the internet and the cellular service here at Volusia Speedway Park isn't the best, man. So I'm surprised it didn't kick us off earlier, but I'm glad that we were able to talk with you, man, and hope you're enjoying the winter wherever you might be.
I'm up in Iowa. I'm up in Iowa.
Yeah, it's a little cold there, probably.
I'll tell you what. If I get to the Jackson Nationals, Edco Jackson Nationals, maybe we could do a live segment together on your Living Like Outlaws page, and maybe get a chance to sit and talk to you a bit more.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Anytime you want to talk to me, I'm all about it. I'm all about talking to anybody that wants to talk. Yeah,
sure.
don't be afraid to ask. I'm all about it, and hopefully, my positive attitude about the sport will help with the positivity for the sport, and that's what it's about to me. So,
exactly. But yeah, thank you again, Wes, for being on our show. I will have you step out. I will call you in a few minutes to thank you in person.
All right, sounds good. I hope everybody enjoys the winter. It's almost racing season, and the Dirt Car Nationals are right around the corner, and that's the start of our season. But if people that are tuning in, and I don't know when this is going to get up on when you're going to get this posted, but you got the 360 sprint cars here you can catch on Dirt Vision. So if you want to see some racing other than Australia, there's 360 sprint cars here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on Dirt Vision, and of course, 2 weeks time from now, or 3 weeks time from now, 2 weeks, the Dirt Car National startup. So yeah, we're just about there,
Oh yes, definitely. But you have a good night, Wes.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Wes Irwin, Living Like Outlaws. He travels with the World of Outlaws series with their vendor booth. He does a kids program, so go check out Living Like Outlaws on Facebook and Living Like Outlaws on X/Twitter. You want to check some racing out, go to Flow. They've got some dirt car racing coming up. Dirt Car Nationals are right around the corner. They've got a 360 show this week down there in Florida at Volusia. So gear up because racing season is just around the corner. But with that being said, I'd like to thank our sponsors. I give a little racing news update for you. Nothing really to talk about except for Zach Weigel has announced that he is going to run full time with the NOS Energy USAC Midget Series this year and run for Rookie of the Year. So 16-year-old Zach Weigel, the Belfry Bullet, definitely go check him out. Very awesome kid. So yeah, Zach Weigel, we're looking forward to seeing you out there racing midget cars with USAC this year. Good luck to you there, sir. But I'd like to thank our sponsors now. Go hit up thank our sponsors. It's go hit up Dirt Track Race Cars and Company, dirttrackracecars.com for all your racing diecast needs. They've got some 164 scale sprint cars and 124 scales classic modifieds. So go snag all those racing diecasts up, ladies and gentlemen. Also, ladies and gentlemen, would like to thank our sponsor, Brody Manning Motorsports. So go ahead and go hit up Brody Manning Motorsports on Facebook. Brody Manning is a race car driver, racing pavement late models, but is also in a band called Guilty as Charged. So definitely go check both of those pages out, Brody Manning Motorsports and Guilty as Charged. And also, ladies and gentlemen, would like to thank our sponsor, New England Hemophilia Association / Walking with Waylon Page. Waylon Page does some awesome adventures. So go follow him, Walking with Waylon, on Facebook. So if you would like to sponsor our racing show or be on our racing show, feel free to email us at jjnolan151@gmail.com, or you can call or text us at 712-209-7138. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a good night. Catch you later on another episode of the Josh Nolan and Oliver S. Full Throttle Racing Show, #1 on YouTube.